we were suffering with the housemates. If you check on my face here, the scar,
Yes, I can see.
is out of the way I was brought up. Hit with a broken bottle by someone who is under the influence of alcohol. Really, not only that event of escape to death from the burning room. It was a time he bumped me with a car and I was still pregnant. And my sister, alcohol and drug abuse is not a joke.
And as a writer myself, I'm really inspired by the fact that you're going to write a book about what you went through. Your book that you're planning to write is Life After Divorce. What inspired you to write this book, and what message do you hope to convey to your readers?
So life is a war, and it's up to us. Is to fight back or to accept defeat.
Hello pals, I am Victoria Haikali, an author entrepreneur. Welcome to Victoria Authors Entrepreneurs Podcast here in Obadiva. With me here, I have Miss Regina Haikali. Before I introduce Miss Regina Haikali, I want to talk about my podcast, which I just launched. The podcast focuses on innovators and creators who have a story to share with their audience, story to share within their community, in order to help inspire and encourage those who need encouragement in the society. Miss Regina Haikali, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Miss Ayambo.
Thank you for coming on our podcast today. Please feel free and relax as we're going to have this important conversation.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
All right. Miss Regina Haikali is a Miss Regina Haikali is a gender-based violence advocate, and she's also a founder of a foundation which supports vulnerable children and orphans. She's here to share her story of what she's gone through in life. Miss Regina, we can jump right into the questions. Can you tell me about your childhood and the key influences in your early life?
Oh, thank you so much. As you have said that I'm a gender-based violence advocate. This was not just came out of blue. It's how I was raised, my childhood. So I suffered when I was a child. So it's unfortunate I was not raised by my own biological parents.
Which means you were raised by other family members.
Yes. And it wasn't easy for me. Since they were using alcohol, we were abusing alcohol. So, and out of it, we were suffering with the housemates. If you check on my face here, the scar,
Yes, I can see.
and it's out of the way I was brought up. Hit with a broken bottle by someone who is under the influence of alcohol. Apart from that, since I was with not my mother, I was with her aunt. So the children to my husband's aunt mistreated me, physically abuse, sexually abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. And it wasn't easy, really.
I can imagine.
And I can remember when things get so hard, I was discovered by the neighbors Then they happen now to tell the news to my parents that I'm not in good condition. And by that time, I had no hair here. So by being used like an adult, though I was young, carrying the heavy bucket of water.
I can imagine you're just a child. You don't want to understand what is going on.
Yes.
You're just yet to experience the world, but you are facing all this.
Yes. I was there. I can imagine the duties, the house duties was not of my age. Though today, I'm proud of it because I became to be a strong person just because of my background. But it wasn't easy. Not only that, there's this backside of low self-esteem, which was now born out of the way I was being treated by the children, to my auntie's husband, and to the parents themselves. It wasn't.
But then your auntie just when it come to a point where you tell your auntie what is actually happening to you.
No, the way as and they call my tribe, I'm a Banga. So we were not raised in the way that you have to open up when something happened to you. There are times you want to open up and you'll be beaten. So at least keep quiet. Or sometimes the one who did, like in terms of sexual abuse, will tell you, shall you say it, I'll kill you.
So they actually blackmail you into keeping silence about what you're going through.
Exactly.
That can be very hard for you. And how old were you at that time?
So I was just around from the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and by the age of 13 is the time now it was discovered that I'm not going through well. Then I was now taken back to my own parents.
Okay. You must check the camera in Montailo. You don't listen to the mic. Is it the body? Okay, good. Regina, how did your father's very action shape your perspective of helping orphan and vulnerable children? Is it because of what you went through, or how?
Yeah, my father, my hero. So my father is a living and breathing of the words. Action speaks louder than words.
Okay.
My father is a loving man, and he gave us that true love. So I can remember when I was taken back home, he made sure that I'm happy because the way I was, it's like I was no longer the child I'm supposed to be. You know, there are times just you hear a name be called, you have to run. Because you're afraid of being beaten. Those dramas when the child is going through abuse. So my father was like, you have to take me closer to him most time. At least for me to feel I'm his. And what really also inspired me the most is that my father is an orphan. Was an orphan, so because he's a late now, may so rest in peace. So their father passed on, and the mother passed on when they were young. So then now for him, when we're like together in the house, we used to check him now, looking after the orphans around. So the neighbors in the village, when they're hungry, he gives food. When something happens bad to them, he has to make sure you go there and talk to those kids. And observing and checking on him in that way, I said, oh God. Now coming to my life story, that I will bring soon, of how I also went through gender-based violence when I grown and become big.
We'll touch on that.
Yeah. So my father was there. He was my pillar of strength. He made sure that though I was going through a lot, he would be coming to my house, talking to us, with her husband. Many, many things that I've done in my life. There were times I was jobless and I was selling wakapana. So my father had to come to where I'm
getting this to your father was played a big role in your life.
Yes. Yeah. And you know, before you go to sleep, you have to talk some words to you, words of encouragement. And so in that way, it really now took me in the world of also do the same. Like my father, my role model. So let me also help the orphans and vulnerable children now out of the center that I'm currently running.
That is a touching story indeed. Ms. Regina, let's talk about your personal resilience. Can you share the most challenging moment during your divorce? Okay, first divorce, and how you managed to find strength during those times.
Yeah, yes. My sister Vicky, I'm a divorcee, and I divorced 2 times in life, and I'm just 41 years. But as for me, by God's grace, I am today the way God says I am. I refuse to be my past. I refuse to be shaped to what I have gone through.
Yeah.
You know, life.
I don't want to let the past find you.
Exactly. And, you know, I like to watch and to observe nature. You know, rain, when it rains. So we used to have this, to carry this umbrella. Umbrella will not protect you or will not stop the rain.
Correct.
Yes. But it will just protect you for you not to become right. But still, rain will be there. So life will always rain pain.
Yeah.
It's up to you to how you respond positively to that rain. And that's me. So that's why I have this popular quote, power into any commission. So in good and in bad.
That's good. Let's go forward.
Yes.
In other words.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, now, how did this experience with gender-based violence impact your journey in your life? Because I believe with the reason for your divorce is also based on because of the gender-based violence that you encounter during your marriages. Can you tell me how that impacts your journey and make you more stronger?
Yeah, I've learned a lot from what I've gone through. So I can remember the very bad event. I jumped through the window while I was 8 months pregnant. Our home was set on fire by my own husband.
Oh my God. While you were asleep,
Yeah.
and he was outside.
We were all together again.
That must be very traumatizing.
Yes. Right? So then it wasn't easy at all. But
actually getting goosebumps listening to your story.
Yes, I'm
getting goosebumps. Right?
Yes, but it's the story of the past, so don't worry.
Yeah.
It's the story of the past. So I'm fine. As you can see me.
Yeah.
So I'm still smiling.
Strong woman.
Yes, it's by God's grace anyhow. So, and what really kept me, and I'm boasting about it, is faith. Faith kept me. So after the event, what came into my mind is, let me not consider what happened, but let me think about my way forward. I survived. God protected me. For now, let me think, what is my way forward?
How do you move now forward? Okay, this happened, yes. But how do you now move from what happened to continue living? Because life still continues.
Exactly. Exactly. And I kept my joy. I say that. I kept my happiness. And I'm moving.
Yeah. I know. You are a very strong lady. I must say, you are a very strong lady. Okay, now, what were the key factors that helped you overcome trauma of gender-based violence? What did you do to overcome this?
Oh, yeah. So, though it wasn't easy, really, not only that event of escaped death from the burning room. It was a time he bumped me with a car and I was still pregnant. And, my sister, alcohol and drug abuse is not a joke.
So he was also taking, I thought he's just doing this,
no.
When he is not certified, he was taking
under the influence of alcohol. Yes. So, and seriously, it's a serious concern in our society. The reason why people are going through abuse mostly is through that. And now, checking to all those funny dramas, though it was not easy for me, So then I seek counseling. I seek a psychologist to help me out. But finally, the best friend of mine introduced me to a course of healing retreat on how to heal yourself inside. So, when you have a wound, we used to take this to hospitals for treatment. So now we have now that inside wounds, and that's now what you call trauma. Yeah. So now I started now going to that lessons on how to heal inside. So I did that several times, going for training, and also I was also doing health. Finally, I become better, and now I'm helping others because I was not the first, and yet to be the last. So it really now inspired me, or it really forcing me to start helping others to heal.
So that at least from what you've gone through, they can some good which can come out of it. Which means now what you've gone through, like you need to help others who are also facing similar.
And I believe that when things are something happens in your life, overcome it and go help others to overcome it as well.
That's correct.
Yes, sometimes God allows things to happen in our lives, and it's to the strong people so that they can help the weak. And not only the weak, there might be also some strong, but some weak on some points. Yes. So, but things happen to the strong ones so that they can help the weak. That's what I believe now.
Now, let's talk about the support system. Okay. How important was the support of your family and friends during your recovery to gender-based violence? Why? Because I believe if somebody is able to recover from a certain trauma, it's because there's a strong support system. Either friends and family that are helping them.
That's very necessary. The support system is very important. And as I can tell you, my sister, my family, my brothers and sisters were there for me. They never gave up on me. Although there were times they were trying to rescue me from an abusive husband. It's only some few days and I go back, My story is so funny. There were times that my parents had to go take me back home. And I escaped to go back. So then, though I did that several times, they never gave up on me. They were very supportive.
And I think that's what happened to most ladies. They have been, they have been abused by their husband. And then then they go to report the case at the police, but then they go through it out of pity. This is my husband. Okay. I don't know what do you think? Why does not happen? Why do you feel like you want to go back to the person that abused you?
In most cases, the abusers know how they do. They start with your mind. Manipulation. And you start thinking that you are the cause of the dramas. And you will say, oh, I'm the cause. You always say, I think I'm the one.
I think that is also part of narcissistic behavior. One of the narcissistic, they make you feel guilty for their mistake.
Yes.
And I think that's the reason. Now I understand why women, they'll go to the police, report the case, then they'll go and destroy it and go back.
Yeah. And it really made me suffer. And not only that, I had a very poor understanding of forgiveness. I thought once you forgive the person who did something bad to you, you have changed that person's mind. That was my understanding. I thought, no, I've forgiven my husband, so he's now fine. So forgiveness is not about other person. Yes, it's about you. Yes. So to free yourself. Yes. So I thought it's a changing of the person.
You forgive for yourself.
Yes.
For a peace of mind.
Yes.
So you don't want to go around carrying this heavy burden of having, you become bitter if you don't forgive.
Exactly.
And you also can also stop your blessing. Because you are bitter, you cannot do anything. Just think about the person that aged. So that person will remain as they are. Because you don't have the power to change them.
Yes.
With your commitment.
Yes.
Only God can change them.
Super. And to add on that, based also on our culture, there are unlucky ladies living with parents that have that understanding that just be patient with your men. And also it comes
Exactly.
Yes. Until you die in the end of that man. Or a woman, because men are also suffering today. They are being abused. Yes. So, and again, there is this, and it's also, it comes to our what? Our beliefs, as Christian. They say what God joined together, no one to separate. But my dear, you are.
You even end up dying. That's why you find a lot of women being killed.
3 good friends of mine committed suicide in a very abusive marriage.
Yeah.
And it was just that some of them, they were used to be taken back, to be sent back to their husbands, to the point that they got tired and they committed suicide.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Yeah, now the help is needed as early as possible.
Yeah.
Before it can even escalate.
Yes.
Because if they're going to kill themselves, their husband.
Yes. And the fear of the society also, when you divorced, like us divorcees, the society look us with that red eyes. Like we are sinners and will not even inherit the kingdom of God. That is what they believe. Some they are in abusive marriage because of salvation, because they divorce will not be saved in heaven. Not knowing that you might die bitter with bitterness.
Yeah, because also.
If hell is there, you go. Obvious. So those things that they really make women suffer, or people that go through abuses, those things, and I feel the community need to be really be educated when to save your marriage and when to leave it.
Yes.
So we need to learn to kill relationships than to kill ourselves. So then you really need to be educated on that.
Okay. And now I also want to find out what role did your father play in your healing process during and after your divorce? Because you've spoken so much about it.
Yeah, my father is my father is a pastor. He always pray for me. And actually he used to pray for his own children. And we grew up in the house where we have to do this evening devotion. And during evening devotion, you have to tell you strong words about life, how to keep yourself so courageous, and face life as it is, and so on. Out of that, it really helped me when I was going through a lot. And again, my father went through challenges also. Accusations, loss of properties. And when he sees that, his response is always, let it be. Let the person take. Okay, only God knows. That was my father's words. He said, okay, in times of accusation, he said, only God knows. Or let the person paint you. If it's not part of it, will not catch you, those words. Yes. So then, as now my life came to be in that stage of being abused, going through a lot. That is now my life of my father. Okay, only God knows. Okay, let it be. I was just doing the same like how my father used to do. I used to humble myself. I don't fight back when even none of my husbands can tell. I exchanged words with them, or insulting them, or doing. Instead, I said, okay, I understand. I'm sorry. So, and those life really helped me not to be killed by those abusive men.
Imagine if you were also pushing, like push, it's like a pushing pull. You don't know when you could have ended up right now. Because you managed to control yourself, not to talk back. That could also have saved you. I think that has saved your life to some extent.
That's why I used to tell my followers on TikTok that says, it's not what happened. It's not about what happened. It's about what you do
After.
Yes, your reaction, your positive reaction towards what happened. For you to go peacefully ahead. Yes.